about to witness a seismic event. Now, let the party begin.
Your healthy radio addiction starts now.
Hollywood's Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio.
And welcome everyone to the show. It is Thursday, 12/6 of 2018. I want to welcome aboard everybody over in freaking Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and also we're going to be doing a simulcast with iHeartRadio and Spotify. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Joey, Dan, Ant, and JR? We also got our Mr. Perfect. How you doing out there, everybody? Today we're going to have a fun segment. We're going to be talking about Sturgis and Daytona. Which one you guys want to go to? Later on, we're going to have a little thing where we do a little comparison with some videos that we found online, and you'll be able to watch the full amount of those videos. The links are in the description box over here on YouTube. Also, we got other news today. We'll do some quick news stuff, and we'll get into some fun stuff. But you know what? I found the secret of living long, living old, man. I did it. I found it, and all I had to do was Google it. Anyway, a 101-year-old WW2 vet, God bless his soul, WW2, the greatest generation there is. Anyway, credits his longevity to Coors Light. Hoorah! Coors Light. Forget the green juices and the smoothies. One man credits his longevity to Coors Light. That is awesome. Andrew Slavanik just celebrated his 101st birthday on December 1st. That is freaking awesome. As you know, a lot of our WW2 vets, as the days go by, we're getting less and less of them, and they were truly the greatest generation this country has ever seen. They took on tyranny like unlike any other in modern history. He actually started drinking 1996. He was drinking Coors beer, and he switched to light about 15 years ago. But he has one every day at 5 o'clock. So that is the longevity secret, guys. You got to go out there, drink Coors first, then switch over to Coors Light. Lastly, some fun stuff here, and you know that WW2 is going to lead into a different type of story that I really thought was really cool today. Burger King is offering 1 cent Whoppers when you order it from a McDonald's. Yep, only 1 cent. And this is actually going on in Cali, right where Dan is at. They're trolling the competition by allowing app customers to purchase a Whopper for a penny, so long as it's ordered at McDonald's, like it said. It's going to give you a Whopper detour, it's called. It allows customers using the app to get the Whopper for a penny if they're within 600 feet of McDonald's. So that's some trolling right there, let me tell you. You gotta love it. That's marketing, man. Now, this little short clip I thought was really cool today, and talking about the greatest generation, WW2. As you know, George H.W. Bush has died, and they just had the funeral yesterday for the state and his personal one today. They buried him at the library. But how he got there was freaking amazing, and it caps off how cool this guy really was. Now, those that are too young to remember the Cold War and stuff like that, presidents like this, oh my God, you don't get them anymore. I'm telling you. This George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, seen the downfall of the Soviet Union. Now, you know, back when I was growing up, you were always worrying about missiles and shit like that, and these guys held it together. But check out this train ride. I thought it was pretty cool, man. Man, they sure don't make them like that anymore. At 90, this guy was jumping out of freaking helicopters and stuff like that. Also, if you don't know the story, at I think it was 18 or 19-year-old, he was shot down in the Pacific, raiding Japanese encampments, and he was rescued. His crew died. Thanks for that, Dan. Again, these guys are dying off every day. So if you can go up, shake a hand of a WW2 vet, and maybe they'll sit and talk to you about, what happened over there and how history is and what it would be like if those Nazi idiots would won that war. But now let's go into our next segment. That is Cops Gone Bad. And what did I tell everybody, man? Every time it seems like one of them get into trouble, it's always for a sex crime.
In from Whitman County, we're now being told that Pullman Police Sergeant Dan Hargraves has resigned his position with the Pullman Police Department.
He was arrested in late October on charges of custodial sexual misconduct. Hargraves' arrest came months after a Washington State University student says he sexually assaulted her while he was working. In court earlier this month, Hargraves pleaded not guilty to the charges. His trial is expected to start in January. Hargraves' resignation came just one day before he was set to be interviewed by Pullman police, who are working to conduct an internal investigation on whether he violated department policy.
You know, it's always funny now that I've been showing these Cops Gone Bad segments. Oh boy, the hate mail's coming in from Leo, let me tell you. They're calling me all kinds of cocksuckers right now. But hey, the mainstream media does not do a good enough job letting the public know what they're up to. And especially their crimes, man. Come on, it's like they're hard up or something. They're always getting involved in these sex crimes, man. It's just total ridiculous, man, let me tell you. I feel sorry for their wives and stuff, man. No wonder they're sitting there next to them. They'll look over at them and just sit there, wish they had a real biker. I'm telling you, that's what happens, man. That's what happens. That's why you see a lot of them jump into those Leo patches and stuff like that, because they got to compensate, for that little stuff down below. But anyway, let's go into our fun stuff today. Let's talk about Sturgis. Let's talk about Daytona and which one you would like to go to. Let's see here. Hey, we got Dave. How you doing, man? What's up, buddy? Anybody with a haircut like that has 100% chance of being a dick. I have to agree with you. But anyway, Daytona and freaking Sturgis, man. We're going to talk about that after this video. One guy is going to present Sturgis. The other one, I really like Daytona because, I've been to Daytona a couple times now. And it's, even though I don't really like big bike rallies, it was pretty cool. So let's go take a look at that, shall we?
Miles and miles, me and the Indian Roadmaster here finally made it to the Black Hills of South Dakota. So let's find out what this Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is all about. And who knows, maybe we'll even see some wildlife along the way. So, why exactly do 500,000 motorcycle enthusiasts gather in the Black Hills of South Dakota every August? Well, the reasons are as varied as the people who make the trip and the bikes they brought with them. And believe it or not, there are plenty of things to do in and around the town of Sturgis that doesn't involve bikini contests or wrestling in various mediums. There are literally hundreds of bands playing, and just about every motorcycle manufacturer is on hand with demo rides of their latest models. Not to mention every aftermarket vendor you can think of, and yes, they do have that in leather. But really, it's all about the bikes. And some absolutely terrific roads to ride them on through some of the most amazing scenery you'll find in what has unfortunately been dubbed flyover country. Of course, this all started back in the 1930s with a motorcycle race put on by a local Indian dealer who wanted to drum up some publicity for his new dealership. And yes, there is still plenty of racing going on. including an American flat track TT race that takes place right on the grounds of the renowned Buffalo Chip Campground. FYI, the Chip is where you want to be to see the real wildlife, but we'll save that for another time. Let's just say the amount of light beers consumed here every night would put the Talladega infield crowd to shame. And then, of course, there's the legendary street scene. The town of Sturgis itself has less than 7,000 full-time residents, yet they roll out the red carpet every August for a few 100,000 visitors. Needless to say, it's a haven for people watchers as well, which might explain the several families we saw walking around town like they were on some anthropological learning vacation. One thing you won't see a lot of are helmets. Apparently it's hard to roam free in a pack under the constraints of safety or common sense. But really, the rally is much bigger than Sturgis itself. Everywhere you go within a 50-mile radius of town is packed with bikes. Nearby towns Deadwood, Custer, Hill City, Spearfish, Rapid City, and Keystone, among others, are jammed with bikes and have their own street scenes throughout the 10 days of the rally. Not to mention every campground in the area. So whatever reason you need and whatever motorcycle you ride, get your motor running and head out on the highway next August to the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. You'll never forget it.
Hello everybody, I'm Old Chuckie here on Main Street in Daytona Beach, and I deliver the Daytona Bike Week experience to millions of viewers just like you. Twice a year, things explode with activity here, and this place goes absolutely nuts. Everything motorcycle is here. There are custom bike shows, displays and contests, baggers and big wheels, plenty of bikinis, red bikes, parts, accessories, swap meets, riding demos, shop equipment, bike manufacturers and demo rides, tattoos, cool rides, and great places to eat. Not to mention week-long world-class racing and more. Of course, cruising down Main Street and checking out the honeys and unusual people offer experiences you'll never forget. Putting it mildly, Daytona is the mecca of motorcycling. I've been videotaping Bike Week and Biketoberfest for the past few years and putting it on YouTube. Of all the hundreds of videos appearing on YouTube, not one gives comprehensive information on where to go and what to do and all the incredible biker stuff available here. So I've decided to make a documentary video magazine travel log of what to expect in Daytona during these great events. In order to help you maximize your Daytona Bike Week experience, I will guide you through the various venues and locations which, in part, include Main Street, Riverfront Park, Daytona International Speedway Display Area, Destination Daytona, DeLand, Volusia County Fairgrounds, the Daytona Flea Market, your favorite biker bars, and good places to eat. I've been coming to Bike Week since 1973 and still don't think I've really seen it all. Bike Week and Biketoberfest have grown so massive now with so much to see. In the early days, the main activity was beachfront, with the bike shows and Rats Hold Bike and bikini contest on the boardwalk. Choppers of the day were Hondas and Triumphs. The V8s were mounted sideways and the crowd was somewhat iffy. The beach was also busy with a lot of cruising. Well, as the activity on Main Street expanded, so did the businesses and vendors. Now the main attraction to most is the infamous cruising on Main Street. But with some of the coolest and most outlandish sights you will ever see, people watching at its best.
Ah, man, you got to go and check out those channels, man. I really love them channels, especially old Chuckie, man. You know, that guy seems like a cool old-timer, don't he? There's some unsavory guys there. Anyway, what's going on with that guy with Sturgis? Bikini, more than bikini contest? What is wrong with this dude? That is what you go for, is to see the titties. Well, at least I do anyway. Anyway, the reason why I'm asking here is get some suggestions. I've been invited to not only Sturgis, but Daytona to do some little work out there and do some shows. you know, from the madhouse. So let me know what you're thinking, man. Florida is where I'm leaning right now because Sturgis, yeah, they got a good, you know, a good ride. You got to say, man, the Black Hills it looks awesome. You know, the only thing I didn't like about Daytona is it's mostly, you know, it's too crowded, man. You're into that, you know, in that Florida stuff. So I really didn't spend much time in the city. It was always on the outskirts of everything like that. And, you know, good stuff like that. But let me know what you guys think. What are your, you know, which way you guys would go? Everybody's saying Sturgis. Let's go to Ask Hollywood. Let's go to this one. What do we got here? Walt Snyder. I never liked any groups of people who need to fight in a group. I always considered them pussies and non-fighting effers. Well, I can't say that on YouTube or anywhere else. They'll kick me out. But anyway, this guy, I actually looked at him when they were loading it, when the producer was putting this show together, and it had to do with the Mongols saying, and do you always find it funny with these guys who wear the hog patches? And I'm not trying to beat up on hog here, but you loudmouths, man, on the internet. Can't say that on the street or something like that. You know, express your problems over there, you know, whatever. But you're just a smoker. That's what I have to call you. Anyway, Brian Keith. I'm boycotting Harley. Put the patch on my vest and decal on my bike upside down, and I'll never buy anything from HD dealer or the HD name on it. Yes, I ride a Harley, but I got it before they decided to move their business outside the US of A. Harley-Davidson is nothing more but important junk. Not even their clothing line is made in the USA. Well, you know, I rode Harleys all my life. I had a couple at a time. I got an 01 Fat Boy right now because I just can't get past carburetors, man. You know, fuel injection, I hear it's great and all that. But I love carburetors. You know, tinker with them, do your own thing. They're easier to work on. Plus, you know, I like the older type of stuffs. You know, iron heads. Oh, what have I been really getting into the iron heads lately? Holy cow. You know, I'm thinking about picking one up. I don't know, because I got to get a second bike and figure out what I'm going to do with it. Joey says, Daytona, I'm thinking too. Aunt, how you doing? Yes, I am going to be in Orlando in May, Aunt. I will be out that way. I will let you guys know what I'm out there for later on. Actually, the coming year in January, it's actually going to be one of the later episodes. I'll tell you my travel schedule where I'm doing the show from. I've been getting booked a lot with a lot of, how can I say it, a lot of, you know, like bike rallies and, you know, parties and stuff like that. They want us to come out, do the show with them. So it's going to be fun. Don't forget, December 14th, that is next Friday, we will be having our telethon, our fundraiser live worldwide on 30 different platforms. We're going to be doing a benefit for Neon 1%er, trying to help him out. He's been having a lot of issues and stuff like that. But let's see here. Hollywood, you have a great show. Thank you for the intro. You're awesome, Joey. Thanks for joining us over on Facebook, man. I'm really loving this, you know, multiple platforms that we're having, and we get all the type of stuff. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in, 847-957-1656. Give it a couple minutes, and if not anybody, then we'll just go on. And I want to thank Jose for that super chat. You're the man. Anybody else that I missed on the super chats, I really appreciate it. What super chats does, it goes right back in the show. That gets all our equipment, buys the airtime we have to buy to get on the air, especially on the podcast and stuff like that. Let's see here. Carbs are the way to go. Oh, yeah, you got that right, Joe. You know what? Look, I just can't, you know, you put a set of pipes on, you got to go freaking computerize the stuff, you know. Nah, not me. Nope, sorry, not happening. I can't do it. Plus, I believe the sound is different between carbs and fuel injection. Maybe it's just me, but that's just the way it sounds, the difference. You know, fuel injection's it's more reliable, yeah, but, you know, the carb, what do we got here? You're on air.
Oh, hey Hollywood, you got your wish, man. I'm screwed. I can't ride. It's raining like cats and dogs over here in California.
It's about time, man.
Oh, it's bad, man. I'm sitting here in a little flood. Hey, but do Sturgis, man. I think we're gonna hit up the next one, me and my wife.
Oh, you're gonna do
that'd be badass, man.
Oh, rock on. That would what? You're gonna be out in Sturgis?
Well, I'm gonna try to be. That's the game plan. See what's going on with some of the guys out here, and I think it's gonna be like a group run, a pack run of people. So hopefully I get in on that, man. But yeah, man, I've never been to Sturgis. I heard it's a great time.
Oh, rock on, man. What are you guys planning on? Hey, Barry, you know what? I love you guys too, hardcore, out in Windsor, Canada. But what are you guys planning on doing? You're gonna do the camping thing, or you're gonna rent a motel room, or what you gonna do?
Oh, we're not rich, so we're probably gonna do the fucking camping thing.
Good, you're gonna be like us at the bottom, man. Just pitch that little tarp on the side of the bike, man. You'll be happy. Hopefully you run into a lot of titties and shit out there.
Well, that's what I'm hoping to run into. I'm gonna wear my sunglasses that way my old lady don't get all pissy at me when I check out those knockers, man.
Hey, you know what? If you find one that you like, maybe your old lady's cool, you know what? She'll get out there, have some fun with you. If not, just leave her on the tent stoop.
That's right. Hey, but I hear the weather gets pretty shitty out there, so I don't know if the Daytona has bad weather, but man, I've seen a couple times and Sturgis got pretty fucked up with some bad weather.
Oh yeah, man. That's what if you watch that Full Throttle thing. And it's like it rains every freaking show out there every week that they do. Where Daytona, it is hot. It is hot. Let me tell you, it didn't rain at all. Oh. And when it did, it was only like 30 minutes and boom, it was over with. But it was hot as hell down there, man. Let me tell you. But I really did enjoy Daytona because it seemed like the people were more outgoing outside of the town. But like I said, these bigger rallies, man, they really get more corporate and stuff like that. They're handing out tickets and all that.
Well, some of those outside towns are starting to fucking put no colors on their bars, man. And I had some stuff sent to me on Facebook on some bars outside of Sturgis, flying no colors, not allowed inside the bar. So, a lot of guys are like, what?
Right. Well, Sturgis is we had Craig say, Sturgis is Disneyland for adults.
Yes, it is. But hey, let me let you go, man. I got some activity over here. I got to head out. Bye.
All right, be careful. And that was Dan, the man out in California, man. He's following us a lot and really appreciate it. We had somebody else trying to call in, so if you want to call in now, go for it. But what's Mr. Perfect, man, what's your favorite part of the Sturgis or whatever that is that you go to? Have you gone up to Sturgis or any of that? We got Joey Booth, man. He says he's been to Little Sturgis, and I heard that's even better of a party. Like I said, here we go. You're on air. What's up?
Hey, Hollywood. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Listen. I heard you talk about Sturgis and Daytona.
Right.
You got something against fucking Laconia?
Laconia?
Yeah.
No, man, I'm on tap for freaking either Daytona or what is it called? Sturgis or Daytona. So I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to perform. Laconia, I haven't got an invite out to yet, but how's Laconia?
Well, I'm giving you an invite right now, so you have no fucking excuse to go up there.
What you got going on out there, man?
Listen, I want to say, you were talking about World War II as the greatest generation, and you're fucking right. You're right. But what people don't remember or don't want to remember is Vietnam is the most unforgotten generation going. Talking about Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force. the people that served, they came back here, they were disrespected and everything else.
Yeah, they were.
And, you know, the POW, you're right. You know, they were disrespected, and that's what we got to remember also, you know.
Right. well, the Vietnam generation, that's the generation I got to grow up under in the biker scene, and you know what? Those boys are some hardcore boys. They knew life. They taught me everything about life, let me tell you. And what happened to them when they came back from Vietnam was just a travesty. And, you know, the reason why I think I put the Bush thing on today was because this younger freaking millennial jerk-off I actually seen you know, on the thread and stuff like that. Well, why do we have to keep watching this? Why do we have to keep watching this? Well, you little millennial jerk-off, you don't know how it was during the Cold War when us older guys had to worry about missiles growing up, you know?
Right. Yeah, you got these flower power motherfuckers and this politically correct bullshit that don't understand what the fuck went on to let these people now, the society living where they're living in now. They don't understand what, you know, freedom is. And, you know, I'm going to tell you something. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. You know who the predominant club is. And what I got to say is, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but, you know, back in Vietnam, the dominant club, the president said he was going to send over a team of his club members over to Vietnam to take care of business. He said this to the government, and the government turned him down. That tells you what patriots these people are. The 1%ers, the people that love this country. And are you familiar with who I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. And we can't. You know, I know Vietnam's great and stuff like that, but you know, we can't forget our Korean War vets. Now that's the truly forgotten war right there. And
exactly,
that was a travesty. Also with that, you know, with that war also. But you're so right on the Vietnam one as well.
Yep. Okay, my man.
Rock and roll, Frank. Thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for the invite down to Laconia.
Yeah, and I'll be listening again to you tomorrow.
Rock and roll, buddy. Thanks.
All right, man. Bye.
And that is something, you know, the Korean War vets, I actually feel sorry for them because, you know, they have been forgotten. And you really don't know, you don't even get that much history in school on the Korean stuff. Where, you know, when I was born, you know, we started getting, you know, the Vietnam War just ended and stuff like that. So it was all about Vietnam. Crap, all the movies on TV. You had Rambo, Missing in Action with Chuck Norris. You know, all them kind of movies coming out. And, you know, what I really felt bad for the Vietnam guys was the spinning on them and stuff like that. It was just a total tragedy. But what else do we got up in here? Danny, hopefully you're all right, man. Hopefully you're all right. Hey, man, you know what, Mr. Perfect? If I do go down to Daytona, I think I'm going to do some of that alligator wrestling thing, man. That looks fun as hell. Anyway, if there ain't any more phone calls, let me know. We're coming up on our 30-minute mark, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. And really appreciate that. Again, take a look at those... I got those videos off of YouTube. You could go in the description box and actually get where they can go right to it, watch them their full length. And I really, again, appreciate all the super chats. You guys are great, Jose, Dan, and everybody else. And again, I'll meet you there. Rock and roll, man. Hey, Mr. Perfect, you go out in Cali, right? Shit, in the 70s, they wouldn't even let us wear a plain no-patch jacket or vest to a local bar. Had to leave empty on the bike. L. Smith. Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of those guys, that's why I always say, if you get to the old-timers and can shake their hands, shake them, man, because they went through a lot of damn freaking BS with the motorcycle profiling and stuff like that. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to go ahead and leave some comments in the comments section, man, and I'll talk to you guys later.